with the rise of influencers in this online space like Iman Gaji, Andrew Tate, or Luke Alexander, everyone is obsessed with starting a side hustle nowadays. And I don't mean that in a bad way, actually. It's great that everyone is trying to build themselves a better future with their time after work. They're going home and committing their free time to reach their financial goals. And especially now, when you are a young guy, you should be grinding because if you aren't grinding, if we aren't fully committed, like, what the hell are you even doing? So, this is our time to build a better future for us and for our family. Especially now, thanks to those guys, we've got more competition than ever before. Literally, you're competing against every single man out there. So, you're literally competing against everyone doing the exact same thing. And that's why it's super important that you're fully committed. You can't be just a part-time savage. That's how I like to call those guys. Because if you want to beat everyone else who is trying to achieve the same exact goal as you have to be better than them. And believe me, if you're not working, they most definitely are. And appointment setting is the side hustle I used to escape the matrix. It's what I personally use to escape the matrix, and I use that to scale it into my full-time income. I used every single bit of my free time to learn that high value skill, to find myself a client, and to earn myself some juicy commissions. And appointment setting is what helped me to escape the matrix, and is definitely not like all of these other side hustles being promoted on the market nowadays. And I know it doesn't sound fancy, it doesn't sound sexy, and it's surely not gonna help you drive a Lambo at the end of this year, but it is a legitimate high ticket sales role. High ticket sales role. That's what appointment setting actually is. It's a role that businesses simply need at the moment, and it's in super high demand. Appointment setting may not be your final destination. You might be aiming for 20, 30, 50k a month, and appointment setting is probably not the right vehicle to get you there, but it's a great way to build sales skills that you can use in the future business models, and it's also a great way to get your first 5 to 10k a month as an appointment setter. And you're doing it remotely. That's the key word here, remotely. As an appointment setter, you have time and locational freedom. Yeah, time and locational freedom, which, in my opinion, are the two most important things in life. And if you ask me, that's a definition of being wealthy. Having your own time schedule and making as much money as you wish from literally anywhere in the world. And with that freedom, you got the capital that you can invest into other side hustles. It's gonna set you a great foundation to then pursue any other thing you want in life. So I would like to put it this way. It's a skill that you can transfer to anything else you want in the future. If you're a guy like me that wants to run your own business, if you have that entrepreneurial blood in you, then just go for it. This is a perfect stepping stone for you. As I said, it's gonna set you a great foundation to then pursue any other thing you want in life. And you probably realize that everyone is trying to sell you the dream of making 10k a month in few weeks, which in my opinion is absolute madness. And with appointment setting, that's definitely possible, but you also have to understand that it's going to take you a while to build the skill to actually get up to that point. It's not as straightforward as SMMA, let's say. With SMMA, you sign 5 clients and that's it. You're at 10k a month. It's not like that because it's completely performance based. Appointment setting is completely performance based job. As long as you keep committing your time into learning and to improving your skill set, your income is gonna keep raising. And that's how appointment setting works, boys. A lot of you guys have a wrong perception of how side hustles are supposed to work and how this making money online thing works, thanks to, again, this side hustle culture. Especially on place like TikTok. Most of the guys I talked with want to start their own SMMA, like social media marketing agency or a dropshipping store, because all they want to do is build a passive income. That's what they want. They want to build a passive income, which in my opinion isn't good. You all want to automate everything. You all want to be a business owner that sounds cool, that looks cool, but to be fully transparent with you boys, a lot of you guys are getting way ahead of yourselves. Honestly, before you're making 5k a month, 10k a month, you shouldn't even be thinking about passive income. That shouldn't even cross your mind, because you need to focus on your earned income first. So I want to put it like, let's say like this. Passive income is not something you should be considering. What you should do is work on your earned income first. Yeah, something like that. Then, from there, after you're making 5k a month and you have a locational freedom, which your main priority should be right now, and I'm talking about consistent 5k a month from your phone, then from there you got some skills, and after, with those skills, you can focus on starting a business. And that's just something I want to drill into you guys. You need to build a foundation before you start anything else. A lot of you guys as well want to outsource everything from day one, because honestly I get an impression that you're lazy because you don't want to do the work. But if you want to get ahead of everyone else, my number one advice would be do what they're not willing to do. I'm actually going to write this down. Do what they're not willing to do. That's my number one advice for you, because obviously, as I said, you're competing against every single man out there, and if you're not working, they definitely are. And what is that they don't want to do? It's obviously working hard. All they want is set up an automated system and just get rich quick. And to be honest, it's not how it works. You maybe realize that all of these guys that tried their own marketing agency or dropshipping store, none of them are actually making any money. I'm sure you've got a bunch of friends as well that try these things, but just take a second and think about how many of them actually made any money doing any of those things. I bet not many, honestly. Everyone is trying to do the exact same thing, just copy pasting the same examples all over again that these influencers like Andrew Tate in Castles University and Iman Gaji, for example, are feeding you with. And since most of those guys are not making a single penny, by the way, I'm not talking about Andrew Tate and Iman Gaji, they're making shit ton of money. I'm talking about these guys that are trying to copy paste their methods and their roadmaps. Since most of those guys are not making a single penny, for you, in order to be different than them, you have to be smart and do what they're not willing to do. This is literally your roadmap now. I'm gonna give it to you. So, step one. Let's do it like this. Step one, just learn a high value skill. Learn a high value skill. That's your step one. Then your step two is keep learning. Just keep learning that high value skill. Keep learning it, and then your step three is gonna be improving. Keep improving that skill. And I'm talking that you should keep improving it consistently until you're eventually making 5 to 10k a month from your phone. And honestly, at that point, you'll have so many options, so many other doors will open for you. That's your little roadmap, boys. Like this. I'm gonna actually do it like this for you. Yeah, this is your little roadmap, boys. And yeah, I almost forgot to mention that appointment setting is recession and AI proof job as well. And reason behind that is that first, because setters work with people that charge expensive prices for their premium products. This is why it's recession proof. And the second thing, it's AI proof because AI simply doesn't have an emotional capacity required to do the job properly. Of course, you don't have to start with appointment setting, don't get me wrong. It's just what I use to escape the matrix. There are other skills you can start as well, like closing maybe. That might be the second option for you. I don't know. If that suits you, go for it. Both of them are sales skills, and I highly recommend you that if you want to start making money online and if you want to get into entrepreneurship, sales is your best bet, definitely. This is what you need to do if you want to quit your job in 2024, just like I did last year in 2023. And of course, if you maybe have some other skills that you think could be in high demand and that could make you more money, sure, commit to those. But in my opinion, sales is number one. Of course, most entrepreneurs started in sales because it's gonna teach you the skills to make more money in the future, even with your own business, like I said already. And at the end of the day, if you have a business, whether it's service-based, software-based, maybe you're a coach, anything, you have to sell something. So by getting into sales, you'll learn how to sell anything to anyone at any point in time. And also right now, the next thing I would like to talk about with you is your mindset. A lot of you guys come in this game with the mindset that you'll go home, from your job and commit maybe an hour per day into, I don't know, making some notes, and that's it. You're done until tomorrow. To me, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable, because whatever these TikTokers told you, or wherever you've got this idea of coming home and writing some notes for an hour and that's it, we need to get that out of your head immediately. And to be honest, I know, because I was like that like a year and a half ago. So here's exactly how side hustles actually work. First, you go home, you don't play video games, you don't watch Netflix, all that time after work, what I like to call 5 to 9. That's your time after work. You need to use that time to learn those skills and trying to monetize them. Taking notes an hour per day for a week is not getting you paid, boys. As I said, I was the same, so I know you feel productive, you feel that dopamine hit, but it's not what gets you paid. Like I already established, every young man right now wants to get rich, wants to escape the matrix thanks to those influencers. So you're literally competing against millions and millions of other young men, and therefore you don't have time to just sit there and take notes. That's not what is getting you paid after all. While you're taking notes, your competition is way ahead of you. So obviously, the longer you take notes, the longer you take those notes, the further your competition is gonna get from you. It's a simple equation that goes like this. Yeah, you need to act quickly, stop making excuses, and just do the hard work. I know I just hated on SMMA like a minute ago, but if you're going down that road, you shouldn't be researching, you shouldn't be taking notes. You know what you should do, like you should be in the emails, in the DMs, just outreaching, and that's it. You should be outreaching 100 people a day at least, and that's the most profitable thing for you to do. That's what is getting you paid. And once you get paid, first you need to get paid, and once you get paid, you can just figure out the rest later. Instead of researching, oh, best email to do this, best strategy to do that, you should just figure it out yourself. You cannot copy other people outreach, because if you're copying someone, that means that that strategy is already overused. You must be original, because in here, when you're doing an outreach, originality is key. Yeah, originality is key. It's simple like that. If you see a YouTube video by any chance with a certain strategy and it has maybe 2k views, let's say, it means that it's already saturated. I teach you how to be original inside my program, and even when I give you some examples, I specifically mention do not copy this. Because when you're doing an outreach, you should always be evolving, you should always be improving your strategy, personalizing it, changing it so that it's unique. You want for your messages to be unique in order to get the highest response rate possible. So boys, in conclusion, instead of taking the notes, just do the job and figure it as you go along. One of the main rules in business, besides speed is the key to success, is that taking action is the key to learning. Taking action is the key to learning. Yeah. And you must be learning through experience. That's the mindset you need to adopt moving forward. Forget this taking notes bullshit. Forget balance where you work for an hour and then go play video games or watch Netflix because you need the balance. You don't have time for that, boys. It's time to take this year seriously, and I want for every single one of you watching this video to go out and beat your competition. Let's make this happen, and thanks for watching, boys. Subscribe if you want. If not, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it, and see you in the next one. Keep grinding.